Good morning. Welcome to the session. We just allow people time to join us. Welcome everyone who's joined. We will wait a moment longer to allow more delegates to enter the session. Warm welcome if you're here. We will wait a few seconds longer. I can see people are streaming into the room now, so we'll just wait 10 more seconds or so and we'll begin. Hey, good morning and welcome to today's session. My name's Rachel Reed. And today we are exploring the Camino de Santiago, from inspiration to quoting and delivery. We're all here because the Camino weaves together personal transformation, history, human connection in a way that very few journeys can. And for many, walking the Camino is a rare chance to step outside the pressure of everyday life and reconnect with a sense of purpose. It inspires community, sense of community, and people from all around the world meet and bond through shared meals, shared challenges, shared goals. And I'm delighted to be joined by Silvia Montesdeoca today, who is the Sales and Operations Director at Follow the Camino. Good morning, Silvia. Welcome.
Good morning, Rachel. Thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure, Silvia. Sylvia's going to be giving us a masterclass today in selling and delivering to 3 client types, I believe you're focusing on, which is FIT, small groups, and luxury travelers. So we look forward to that in just a moment. Ahead of that, to let you know, we will make the recording available afterwards and Sylvia's presentation. So we'll send that out to you by email. And do please ask as many questions as you would like for Silvia. Use the Q&A facility, and hopefully we will be able to address those after Silvia's presentation. And so with that, over to you, Silvia.
Hi, guys. So I've been working for Follow the Camino for the last 15 years. So I've been organizing this trip for as long as I just said. So it's a long time. We, the company have been established for 20 years now. So we're kind of master now of these trips. I'll go on the slides and I'll tell you a little bit of what we're gonna talk today. I hope this will go well. Look, you can see me all. So you see the agenda and what we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna introduce a little bit what the Camino is and how we can help your agency recommending the routes to your clients and exactly what we do for your clients while they're there. I have a little video. It's just 1 minute. I'll put it through and I hope you enjoy it. That will give you a little overview of the scenery and all those things.
Every road has a traveler. Every journey has a beginning, a middle, an end. And every adventure offers revelation. Join the discovery. One path, one road, one camino. Infinite experiences. Buen camino.
Okay. No, now. So as I say, we're an Irish company. We're part of a bigger company called One Foot Abroad. So we do walking and cycling holidays, and the brand Follow the Camino just specializes on the Camino trip. We've been established since 26. So we're the #1 Camino specialist worldwide. Our clients are all mainly English speakers, and we have around 15,000 kilometers of walking and cycling routes across Europe. So we manage all these in our offices, which are located in Dublin. We have people in Spain. We have some people even in Argentina, so that we can cater also for all our clients, which are all over the world. We are a big Corp certified company. So that means that we've been taught to work in a very high standards of sustainability, and we are also very environmentally friendly, and not also environmentally, but our social activities are very much on these B Corp grants. So this is who we are, and then what we create and what is valuable for our travelers, I suppose, is that we present to them a route of discovery. There is a lot of cultural interest in this pilgrimage. It's been a walk for centuries. So what we do is that we select their hotels. So we handpick the accommodation. We've been working with these hotels and luggage transporters for the last 20 years, mostly. So we have created a rapport and a connection with them. And since we know what the client wants, we can translate it, as we are a multilingual group of people. We speak 5 of the main languages in Europe. We can translate this to them to give you guys what you need. We provide your clients with a little holiday pack. So they will have their pilgrim passport, which you have seen in the video, that they need to stamp every day because they will get a pilgrim certificate in the end. And that's very important for them. It's a proof that they have done the Camino. We do private departures. So we actually customize all the experiences to the different travelers. We have some older people that we need a lot more assistance. Let's say that they need advanced support, or they might need a guide, so we can provide this to them. Then we have a younger audience, such as schools or scouts. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they're young people who like hiking and all of that. We have those sort of groups as well. And our support, I suppose, is good customer service. We're very good listeners. So from the start, we ask you a lot of questions about your customer profile. And then during the Camino, we have a 24/7 emergency line in any case, they have some little problems. Even sometimes it's to get lost in translations, you want something and you don't know how to say it. Some people have called us for this, or you don't find something. We've been there, so we know where things are. We try to give premium experiences through this. So being able to know exactly what you want. For example, we can cater from boutique hotels, very upscales, 5-star paradores. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they're very luxurious hotels, all buildings that they have been refurnished into hotels, deluxe hotels. And also with technology, we have a Follow the Camino app. So your clients will have on their phone all they need to follow their journey. They have GPX tracks so they don't lose their track. They have the vouchers online. They have walking notes online. So it's very, very focused on them and their experience, and they feel really backed up while they're there. It's important for us that they feel well with them. One sec, I got a little bit stuck there with the slide. So why choose Follow the Camino as your Camino DMC? I suppose for all what I have said, we can do from guided to self-guided, from premium packages 2 and 3-star hotels. We have these ratings of higher satisfactions online. You can see our reviews in Google, TripAdvisor, Trustpilot. We love what we do. We are not only multilingual, we love hiking and being outdoors. So we are all pretty much into how many kilometers that this takes and how long would it take this person and this other one. So we're very knowledgeable about this. Then for you, I suppose you're very interested in how much commission we can give you. So we have all sort of different programs for the different travel agencies. You might be very big and give us a high volume of clients. So we will have a standard for this. You could be a very small business and just have a couple of groups a year. So we can give you your commission rates and all of that. It's a very good trip, I suppose, because your clients will get hooked. So people come year after year, and they might want to do it in different ways. Like some might want to come walking, some of them might want to come cycling, so we can cater for all of that as well. Different sections of the Camino. Some people might have 30 days, so they will go full on and walk for the 30 days. Some other people might tell you, look, I need to chop this up years, so they come year after year. We have groups of friends that will be there gathering for the year. So every year, these 10 people will come again and again and again because it's their time to be without phones, enjoying their friends and having a lot of connections with the people. We have some people that love walking solo, so they meet other people, so they feel that they can go on their own. There's no need to go into these massive hotel resorts. I like to be, along the way with my solitude, doing my spiritual journey, and I still feel accompanied by Follow the Camino because they're with me 24/7 on the phone. And then you have upsell opportunities. You can go deluxe, you can do wine tours, gastronomy in those places is fabulous. You have plenty of Michelin stars restaurants all over. And then you have a lot of cultural add-ons, museums, cathedrals, UNESCO sites. There's a lot of that. And we can support you, giving you all the images, videos. As I said, we've been doing this for a long time, so we have a lot of material to give you and to enable you to sell them and for them to understand what they're embarking. Enough of us. Maybe I should go about the history so that you know why people do this. So James was one of the apostles, and he was executed in 44 before Christ. His remains, so I'll show you. He was one of the apostles, so remember that he was there, and he was beheaded in 44. His remains were brought to the north of Spain, right? So where the cathedral is today, his remains are there. So this is why people go to Galicia and do this walk, because St. James is buried there. So it's a very holy place. It's the third site of pilgrimage for the Catholics. So many people will do this walk. We've had around 500,000 people last year, and we are over these numbers already for 2026, and it's not end yet. And as I say, it's a certified UNESCO site, so it is amazing to go there and walk through history, really. So the Camino today is a lot more modern. When in medieval times, people will have to go back in the same way that they came in. So think, if you have left Paris to walk to Santiago and you have gone all through France and all through Spain, you will have to walk back. So now the Camino today is something a little bit different. People will just go back by plane or boat or train or any other means. They don't need to walk back. So this is very convenient. And these are the 9 main routes that they will follow. So, and it's not anymore related to where you start or where you live. It's more related to what you want to see. So the motivations to do the Camino are various. There's religious, spiritual, there's some people doing it for fun, to meet other people, for the scenery, for the food, the wine, to learn a new language as well. Some people like to practice their Spanish with the local people. People there are very welcoming. They are used to having pilgrims or on their doorsteps for so long that they're used to this, to try to translate, to be nice. I think it's a very nice experience and a very nice way to experience Spain in general. So people are also interested in getting the pilgrim certificate. So they have this, I don't know if you see here, they have a little passport. This called the credential, and they stamp it every day. So every time you wake up in the morning, you stamp, and then at the end of the journey that day, you stamp again. So that when you arrive to Santiago, you go to the pilgrim office and you say, hey, I have finished my 100 kilometers into Santiago, and I'm gonna get my pilgrim certificate. Or if they have cycle, they have to do double that. So it's 200 kilometers, okay? And this provides proof of your spiritual or religious pilgrimage. And it opens the doors to heaven. So that's why it's so important. As I say, you have 2 options. You can walk, you can cycle. You walk, I suppose this is very good for small private groups that want to get to spend time with each other. And they're not as adventurous as the cycling people, But if they want to cycle, we can get their mountain bikes or e-bikes. Now this is very, very, very trendy, that you have a little help. So they have a little bit more freedom. They can do the tours because they can do a little bit more kilometers with a bike. But it's also to bear in mind that they have to be more active, more adventurous, and they have to be able to cycle. We don't recommend people to cycle if they haven't cycled ever, even with an e-bike. And you have also 2 options. You could go guided. So we have some guided departures a year so that they're pre-established. So you have some dates that we already have booked, and you can tell your clients to join those. Or you can also do private guided tours. We have guides, amazing guides, very knowledgeable, that will be happy to go with your groups and to give them some support. It added service because it reduces friction during meals, check-ins, check-outs. If they have some transfers, the guide's there to talk to the driver. It make it easy on the leader of the group. If not, and they prefer self-guided, they go on their own. They have flexible departure dates. We don't have to stick to any dates. They can go when they want. And then because we have all the prep material for them to go, it's easy enough. They have the 24/7 phone number, so they can call us anytime. There's no problem. So either way, they will have an amazing time there. So the most popular routes will be the last 100 kilometers. Why? Because you will get your Compostela in the end. So you have Camino Frances, you go through the Meseta, you arrive to Sarria and you go to Santiago. This is the last 100 kilometers. Then you can go up from Porto on the Camino Portugués, which you can choose whether you go by the sea, which is beautiful, super beautiful. You have landscape of sea and all this. It's called Rias Bajas. I suppose you might have heard of it because of the wine. It's very famous. And some of Albareños and that's all through that. And then you have the inland route, which is the best known because it's also more ancient, so it's been there for longer. Then you have Lugo to Santiago, which is called the original way or Primitivo. You have the English way, where English people would talk in Ferrol and then walk to Santiago. So some of English people would like to, normally it resonates with them and they would like to do that. And then you have the Via de la Plata, that although it starts in Seville, is the longest one. So people often start in Orense, which is, as I say, the last 100 kilometers. And then you have the same. In all of them, we can do small groups, big groups. Sorry. This is available with upgrades, boutique hotels, very charming guest house. And then you can also add culinary experiences in some of the stops, wine tasting, and all those things. So it's still very convenient. At the end of all of those, you can add Finisterre tour. Finisterre is actually the end of the world, as there's no land. There's only the sea. So that's also really cool tour to offer at the end of their journey. This is the very, very famous one, Camino Frances. Is full of services. So although I have put here that you can do it in a week, they could even do it in 10 days because they could do as little as 8 kilometers per day. So it's super convenient for people that are less in shape and they need more help. Or the older people as well will tend to do this one. They have taxis along the way. They have loads of coffee, restaurants, places to stop, to have a rest, to relax. The terrain is very gentle. It might look a lot, but there are gentle rolling hills, rural farmland landscapes are, very green, beautiful Galicia, a little bit like, it's like the Spanish Ireland, if you like, to compare with something that you might know. And this journey could be from France, but then they will need 35 days walking, so that is a long journey actually. Some people might chop it up into smaller bits, so they come year after year. They split it into 8 or 5 times that they will come back. But it's beautiful wine, beautiful landscape. The meseta is amazing to walk through these cereal fields. Very relaxing actually. But this is it. It's a lot, guys. So they have to be ready. We will give them training plans to do beforehand so that they'll enjoy it. What would your customers get if they travel with us? Again, they connect with nature. I think this is very important. Is the best part of the journey, I suppose. They will smell things that they don't smell in the daily life. I think most of us will live in a city and will be very disconnected. Another thing that they will get, do you see those guys that are there on the left-hand side with the big backpacks? Will take that and they don't need to walk with that. They will just enjoy the walk. Don't think about their luggage because the luggage is transported. They leave it in the morning at 8 a.m. and it'll be in their destination when they arrive. So it's like, ooh, happy days when you arrive to your hotel and you see your little backpack there saying, Silvia, oh, look. They will make friends for life, that's for sure. Guys, you start solo and you end up with loads of people friends for all over the world. So that's another good thing about this trip. They eat local food. If they're very adventurous, they might get some prawns or octopus that they might have never ever think about tasting. And if they're less adventurous, tortilla is enough. Omelette with potatoes. Croquetas are very famous as well. Look, I'm starting to salivate. And their accommodation is always lovely, very nice hosts. As I say, they're used to pilgrims. They're very welcoming. They're very much into for them having a good time and that they feel very welcome and is warm. I think this is actually probably they feel warm and that's very important. The reseller programs, we cater for the various markets, FIT, group tours, special requests like church groups, yoga groups. We've done groups that in the morning they want a space to do yoga. That's possible. They go, they walk, they get into the next hotel, they do yoga in the afternoon to kind of release the pains and relax. So we have done all of this. We have life coaches doing the Camino that have worked really well as well. All sort of association, charity groups. This is a very good kind of journey to fundraise. Then you get your Great Commission. As I say, you have easy access to data. We will give you all sort of graph with your revenue, your number of clients that you have sent us. This is all live, so it does update all the time. And you have access to it in your own little panels that we make for you. You have your marketing material, you have training support. I'll show you. You will have little things like this to give your clients, how to pack, how the luggage is carried, how they will have their training plan so they can start training from the beginning of the journey. Guys, sometimes it takes 2 days to book a trip, or sometimes we're talking with your clients for 1 month or 2 months because they're preparing probably for the following year, so they're ready to commit to this journey as well, because it's actually mentally and physically that they have to prepare. So we'll have all this material for them. And they have their holiday packs, so you make sure that you give them the credential, their luggage tags. We give them a little neck tube. They have the road books, their guidebooks. They have the app, as I said before. So very important for them to follow the Camino and find the path every day and their accommodation every night. Our products are flexible, so make sure that you tell us exactly who your client is so that we can customize for them. And our local knowledge, we will tell you, yes, do this, don't do that. This is better. We have this other place that is much better hotel. So all those little tips, we have them. And then we're reliable. We've been doing this, as I say, for a long time. And you will have all our travel knowledge, advice. We have extended opening hours, and you can contact us at all times as well. So this is very important for us, that we communicate well so that you communicate to your clients. And that's it, guys. I talk a lot. I don't know if you have any questions or anything. I've been going through this presentation, so I hope you enjoyed. And
Thank you, Silvia. That was really interesting to have all that information in one place, because I think, you know, it's easy to get things from different sources. That was fantastic. Thank you. And we do have a couple of questions already for you, so we'll pick those up. And if you have anything for Silvia, do please type it into the Q&A now, and we'll get to it. The first question is, Silvia, about mass celebrations? I know you mentioned you had church groups, but there's a question here. Do you book private mass celebrations? Is that an option?
So normally what happened with the church groups is that they bring their own priest. So if it's not at the church, because it's not possible for whatever reason, we will give them a space within the hotel for them to be able to congregate and to do this mass. That's for sure very possible. The same way that I say that they could do yoga, they could do all sort of other rituals if they're comparable in a way, but they will have their own space private to organize those things. Sure.
Wonderful. That's a fantastic thing to be able to offer people. That's quite unique, isn't it?
Yes, and also because we have many people, well, this is a religious journey, so it is important for them to be able to do that. Absolutely.
Wonderful. And then
what we can do, oh, sorry.
No, carry on, Silvia, please, go ahead.
At the end, at the cathedral, it is true that we can organize the botafumeiro. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but this is a swing of incense that have been done for the beginning of these things. They started doing this because the pilgrims were very dirty when they got to the cathedral, and it was just actually to purify the air and to think people could breathe. But now it's a very very unique thing, and we can book it, and they will name the group that have actually organized this. So let's say that it's St. Francis Church who has so they will name them, and they will be able to do that privately for them. Sure.
Lovely, thank you. Vivian has asked actually two questions, so let's take them one at a time. The first one is about wildlife, asking what kind of wildlife can you see on the way, and do you interact as such, or what would it be?
Wildlife, we're talking about birds, and it's more farms that you'll pass by, not really wildlife. Maybe on the northern way, because you go through some how do you call this, nature reserve. So there'll be birds, but there's no sort of interaction because there's not very friendly to humans. So I'm not sure how much you want to see the bird close to you. We haven't had any problem with this. It's very located. The Camino doesn't go through the natural park. It passes by. But if somebody wants to take this opportunity, they could stay 2 nights in some places and then have a guided tour to the reserve. That's possible as well.
Wonderful. And then Vivian actually also was curious about the accommodation when you're hiking. Can people camp in tents, or is it hostels, or what is it?
It is hotels. They're hostels as well. So it is true that you can stay in hostels and you can share bunk beds. We can do that, and we can book them.
But you can't camp in a tent.
They won't. Okay. This is like rough for people that will go, not organized like us. Like our service is more to book the hotels, to transfer the luggage as well, so that they're very free and it's an easy walk for them. It's not as wild. I suppose.
Yes, we're more comfortable, yeah. We got a question from Martin here, Silvia, who was wondering about, can you book and operate the French section from Le Puy to Conquest?
Yes, we can do that. I didn't put it in the presentation, but we also do the Via Francigena, which is becoming very famous now. So people walk from Canterbury into Rome. That's great as well. They can walk from Geneva. What else? Yeah, that's all the Via Francigena. And then for us on what it is actually the Camino, they can start in Le Puy, no problem. We have 2 variants as well, and we have organized this for years, and it's pretty easy, and not now because it's the low season, but once the season starts in March, it's all ready to go.
Thank you. And I've got a question here. Somebody wanting to know about meals. If you don't include them, can the pilgrims buy lunch and dinner en route if you're just a small group? Can you just do that, or do you need to book that ahead of time?
There are very small little bars and restaurants along the way. We can organize the picnic for them, so the hotel can prepare a little lunch with fruits, water, a little sandwich, whatever they need, really. Like maybe a little omelette or something, because it's important for us to have some proteins while we walk. So yeah, no problem. Either way, we could prepare the picnic for them, or they can for sure find little places along the stops. It's all on the app. They can see where to stop for lunch. It's also on their walking notes. So it's easy for them to look the previous day and say, okay, tomorrow I'll pass by these places and I can stop here and there.
That's good news. Got a question from Gail, Silvia, about walking in consecutive sections. She's saying, do you have to walk consecutively, or can you do a section and have a transfer to another? I think what she's getting at is that some of the trail is a bit less interesting, maybe along the road, which might not suit some people. And can they skip that but still get your 100-kilometer hike certificate?
Well, officially, they will have to do the 100 kilometers. Although now things are changing so that you could do some of the sections before and then only do the 20 kilometers into Santiago. This is all very new. And last week we were in a conference there actually in Santiago, the Fairway, where we have been discussing all this. So things need to be refined. But until now, the thing was to actually walk the last 100 kilometers. Now, if you're injured one day and you need to take a taxi, I think if you put your stamps on your Compostela, nobody's gonna ask you in the pilgrim office, have you actually walked every single little kilometer? It's not that bad. It's just for you to present the pilgrim passport with your stamps. If the question is in the long journey that we were presenting, the full French way, which is 800 kilometers, most of the people will chop it in different sections to go in different years. And some people will do highlights. This is how we call it. We have it on the website. So you'll do the first section. For example, you do 1 week, then you get the train from Logroño to, let's say, Ponferrada, and then you do another 2 weeks. Or you do, you can actually, people find the meseta a little bit flat, so days are a little bit repetitive, so they tend to skip this central part. So you enjoy the first part, you walk through the Pyrenees, you stop in Pamplona or Logroño, you get the train or a transfer. We can also do private transfers for you. And then you start and do the last 100 kilometers. That's another option if you don't have much time.
Oh, good. That sounds like we can do that. Then that's good. Got a question here about guided walks, Silvia, and services in Santiago. So if you have a guided walk, could the guide also offer a walking tour of Santiago when you get there?
They're certified, so it's a bit difficult to explain, guys. A guide can walk the Camino, but you have to, in each city of Spain, you have to be a local guide, certified local guide. So we will need to get you somebody local to be able to point at the cathedral or to explain you what this historical building is. You cannot transfer your certification from one province to another one, if you like. So what we usually do is that we will try to hire you somebody for the day to do the local tour, and then you will have a guide that will guide you on the Camino, on the daily walks. It's easier to explain that way.
Yes. Just a little bit of feedback for you, Silvia. Somebody here saying they used the app. They walked from Sarria last year, and it was really helpful. So there you are. Somebody, it doesn't say who it is.
I'm glad that somebody that has used us is already, interested again in hearing about us.
Absolutely. So we've got loads of questions in here, Silvia. I'm doing my best to get through them. It's fantastic. People have got so many questions for you. We've got one here asking about if you're in a group, can you normally accommodate the whole group at the same property? What sort of size would that need to be?
If they have booked in advance, it's normally very possible. Then if we have very little time to organize it, we might have in some stops to have to split them. One hotel will be here and the other one might be 50 meters away or 100 meters away. So normally it's within walking distances. What we always do is that you will have dinner all together. Like even though you go to bed in different hotels, you will have dinner together because that's the whole point of the group, to spend time together. So yes, in the unlikely case that we have to split you, we make sure that you are together for the start of the walk, for the dinner, for those things that you like to gather. At the end of the day, if you go to bed, you just go to your room and that's it.
Yes, everyone's so tired by that point anyway, presumably. Got a question from Raquel here, wanting to know about 2027. If people want to book for 27, can you quote already, or is it too early?
Guys, we're giving out itineraries, but it is still a little bit difficult to know what exact price we will have for 2027. First, because I think I lost you, Rachel. I'm not sure.
No,
if
carry
you're
on,
here.
Silvia. We can hear you.
Oh, sorry. So yes, it's very difficult to preempt exactly what the prices are going to be. I hope to have them by the end of this year, so in a couple of weeks or the beginning of next year. We're sending itineraries because it's a holy year, 2027. The day of St. James is a Sunday, therefore the holy door will be open. So it's a very important year to walk the Camino. So we understand that there is a little rush on that, and we will be able to give you some prices very soon. I hope that within 2 or 3 weeks. So if you have people interested, send it to us and we'll give you some prices soon. Sure.
Lovely. Louisa has got a question about people with mobility issues. What sort of service is there? A coach service for the walk or any kind
Yes.
of mobility things? And can you rescue them? Are there any rescue stops along the way if they need it?
Yeah, we have kind of exit, if you like, and I think this is actually with the wilderness we were talking before, like they don't go to walk in, I don't know, Uganda or somewhere where you actually are in a forest or very far from a city. They normally are 2 or 3 kilometers away from a little hamlet, if you like, maybe not a big city, but at least a hamlet, so that we can go like, okay, well, in 2 kilometers you're here. Where have you been before? We normally kind of trace them. Now with the phones, we know where they are if they want to. They can share their location. So it's very simple for us to rescue somebody. Before we had to say, it's not enough if you tell me that there is a tree behind you.
Right.
But now we can actually say that because we will be able to locate it through the GPX and all those things. So now it's much easier, guys. From when I started doing this to now, it's a complete different thing.
It is. It's one of the good things about technology,
Absolutely.
though, isn't it? It really helps.
Yes, it's actually amazing that we can say to our taxi driver, look, Rachel is here beside the tree, actually. And we don't need anything else.
Yes, and we've actually got another kind of follow-up question from Raquel on that. If anybody were to be injured or to be too tired, what is the support system to collect them or treat them?
What I just said, like we normally get a call from them, and then once they know where they are, they might be able to explain to us, look, I'm just sitting in a cafe because I just had a coffee, and say, look, I'm giving up for the day. So it's easy. They say, okay, I'm in bar, casa, whatever, and we collect them there. Some of the times they're talking with the waiter, and at the end they sort it locally themselves. That's another one. or another pilgrim is in the same situation and they go like, oh look, we both share the journey. We're actually going to the same little village. And otherwise, we'll send them the taxi driver, no problem. And then if not, with the use of technology, they will tell us, look, I'm here. This is my shared life location, and you can collect me.
Wonderful, thank you. So there's one more open question in the Q&A. So last chance to type anything else in for Silvia. We've got this one, which is asking a little bit more about the luggage transfer. Is anyone in charge who sort of receives the luggage in the next hotel? Or how does all of that work?
So let's say that I'm going on the Camino and I have my luggage, I have my tag, I have my reference number. So our driver, who will pick up the luggage at 8 in the morning, that's very important, guys, 8 in the morning, all the luggage there. Then if you want to brush your teeth, you put it in the backpack because you're normally carrying, your water and something, I don't know, chocolate, a banana, or I don't know. You often have, your passport, you don't want to leave it in the luggage. All those valuables, you bring them with you. So your luggage goes 8 in the morning, is collected, and then the drivers are collecting all the luggages from all the different hotels. I don't know how they do it, guys. For me, they're geniuses. And, it's like magic what they do. And they deliver it in your accommodation because with the reference number, they know exactly where you're going. The same way that they knew where you were to pick it up, they know where to drop it. And then it's left there at the reception. Some receptions just leave it on the side of the receptions. Most of them now, because of the amount of people that does the Camino, have a storage luggage, a place where they store it, and they just put it there. When you arrive, you have your reference number, luggage tag. They go like, okay, this is your luggage, here you go. Some lovely hotels bring it to your room. So once you get there, the luggage is in the room. So different ways on the different standard of hotels as well, and so on. But, luggage get delivered is normally before you get to the hotels that is been delivered to the next one. So when you arrive, the luggage is there.
Thank you. And actually, we've just had I think that sparked a follow-on question for somebody here. Raquel was asking, you mentioned about the luggage leaving at 8. But if the group was doing the Camino, say, in July, could they leave at dawn to avoid the heat?
Absolutely. And normally the hotels tend also to do the breakfast earlier so that people can wake up early and leave. You leave your luggage in the same place. Once it's there at 8, we don't mind. You can start at 5 in the morning. That's no problem. Sure.
Wonderful. Well, Silvia, that was the last question. So I think we have asked everything we need to know about the Camino. So thank you so much for sharing all your expertise today. It's been really interesting.
And to all of you guys for listening to me for so long.
And this is your contact is up there, agency at followthecamino.com. Can people contact you there?
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, Silvia and Follow the Camino, thank you so much for the session today. We'll send the recording out shortly.
Very good. Perfect. And any questions, guys, if something's pop up into your head later on, just send me an email. No problem.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Silvia, and I wish everyone a great day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.